building strategy, how we're going to raise capital here. So what I'm thinking is, because I'm basing it on Satoshis to kind of have that edge, but then to think about future valuations, on silver at today's prices is like 58. It's going to continue heading up eventually to three figures an ounce. At today's prices, it's 60,000 Satoshis and increasing short term. But in the long term, at what point, does that valuation hit 1,000 Satoshis per ounce? You're going to be like, that doesn't make any sense. Yes, silver can drop 95% against Bitcoin at today's prices. Yes, it can. Yes, it can. So for silver to drop 95% against Bitcoin at today's prices, that should put the valuation near 60,000 sats per ounce. But to really get, I want to say that's near, to actually calculate the percent, I'm going to calculate the actual percentage for it to have to get to, it's going to be like near 98%, something like that. Because you have to get the actual percentage correct. You have to get that right for this to work. But over 95% drop. And when it eventually hits 1,000 Satoshis per ounce, buying today in 2025 is getting that ounce of silver then for $1. Well, no, I phrased that wrong. You're getting that silver then now via proxy with Bitcoin. You're keeping it in your mind. You're going to use that Bitcoin to buy silver at those prices. At those prices of 1,000 Satoshis per ounce. So when you're buying Satoshis, you're not just buying Bitcoin, you're buying future and current valuations of other assets. So it's not to say you can realize that liquidity. That's not what this is about. It's to actually understand that will be an eventual case. That's the moment you're actually able to realize that liquidity. That's going to be one of the many instances on these pairs, like, right, with real estate and Bitcoin. But I was like, okay, I don't have enough to get out here with real estate and Bitcoin and start dominating. But in an ideal world, in a Satoshi battleground business field, where can I dominate in this sandbox of Satoshi millionaires? That's the question today, because you're not, well, most people, like, right, if you have one Bitcoin, okay, you're thinking about getting more Bitcoin, but then it kind of gets weird, because how you think about it short term, the more Bitcoin you have, unless you have a real clear view, it gets blurred a bit by USD, at least from my personal experience. But then when you don't have that experience to value it truly for the smallest amount, I think that's really what everybody's been saying, and nobody cares, obviously. But to actually have proof, bridging it over to another liquid asset class and saying it based off those future valuations, you make a stronger argument. So to say that those Satoshis, okay, you're not going to be really battling it out here with real estate giants accumulating more Bitcoin than you, because literally, while it's bigger than you, will always be bigger than you. That's just how that is. But to build personal wealth today, this is a crazy ass premium. I think, like, what's gonna happen, this might be it. This might be that blow up video that blows up 15 years from now. Because how does a 22-year-old in 2025 figure out that in 15 years from now, that Satoshi valuations for silver are going to be what's worth in Bitcoin $1 today per ounce then of silver? That doesn't make any sense for me to be figuring it out, and BlackRock and all these other guys having that. It's this kind of logic in this Bitcoin end game is why all these guys really get up out here and say, like, oh, but, well, I mean, they be talking about tokenized blockchain. I'm like, nah, this is about commodities trade. I don't care about tokenized blockchain. Keep it basic. Liquidity, commodity. Liquidity, commodity. You won't always make the most money, but there's always going to be demand for your money. So to secure the wealth like that and not have it be always around speculative ass bubbles, I'm just trying to be funny, but no, but I'm trying to be serious. Like, this is actually something that's took me too long to realize, probably like 5 years. 5 years. I want to say, thank God I figured it out before like it actually happened. But to figure it out ahead of time and actually act on it. So I've already acted on this. So I'm stacking silver, nigga. Oh my God. Oh my God. It's funny. It's like by proxy. It doesn't even matter. I don't have to actually go buy it. I just have to wait on the valuation. This is the easiest shit. This is the easiest get money strategy I actually came up with in a while. But it's not about easy money because you can't guarantee that liquidity. You can't guarantee a buyer, the volume, the broker, whatever the fuck the IRS says at the time. All that dumb shit. Right? All that dumb shit. But to actually be like, damn, like, that's actually gonna be possible, and then you don't go what's you don't over leverage yourself with risk, because a lot of people are gonna hear this in the future or whenever they hear this, and they're gonna try to catch up on it. Chill. I don't know when this is gonna get out there, but my idea is this. Again, this is not financial advice, but it's to say that, I can look at this today and price something in the future. And that's where I, because if you have 0.25 Bitcoin in the future at 1,000 Satoshis per ounce, that's 25,000 ounces of silver. That's 25,000 ounces of silver. That's 25,000 ounces of silver per 0.25 Bitcoin. You got to think about that. That's going to be cold to even get near that and actually accomplish it. And you actually pull the trigger. Boy, that's just a cheat code. So I'm going to be concentrating, I want to say I'm going to be concentrating all of my wealth into this strategy. I can't afford to miss the boat on this. I'm not saying that I'm not saying that I need to, what's the word? Not saying I need to go all in today like I just, because it's about risk management. But on an actual Satoshi valuation, I can literally stack silver for $1 a day per ounce today. So I'm like, damn, every ounce of silver in the future is the dollar I'm investing today. It's over. It's over. Over. You can't, you don't even have to be rich. This is the beauty of the game. This is why I don't understand people that get out here and talk about it's over, they lost it all. Just do more math. Get more liquidity, and do better, do smarter stuff. You got to learn from the past. Because it's not about you can't fault yourself for losing money every time if you're going to be playing this game, even if you lose it all. But to say you can't rebuild based upon what you already know today, if you really think you didn't learn anything, that's your fault. That just how I lost it all already, it will be my fault if I'm like, oh, I can't build money, I can't build wealth because I lost it. Like, it feels like that. Nobody's faulting you for feeling that way. That's valid. But to say in the long term, while niggas break it down right in front of you, just because you lost it all, you can't see the setback as like the final destination. That's not no motivation. I'm saying feel the pain short term, cry as long as you need to. You have to keep it in mind. You have to restart that wealth building a different way, reduce the risk, and don't get wiped out again. That's what it's about. When you build wealth those first couple times, because it's people bitching and moaning about this altcoin season that's never gonna come. I'm like, fuck that altcoin season. Fuck that altcoin season. I don't have a reason to bid alts ever again. Because I can get out here, if I can't justify that altcoin giving me a better proposition than what I just explained, why am I buying that altcoin? You get what I'm saying? Products are the actual altcoins now. Because the actual altcoin is actually just having a good product, you see? And like Polymarket or like some of these upfront crypto gaming games where it's like the new one, but they're just gambling themed websites. So it's like gambling smart contracts, but that's not what this is about though. It's like the altcoins are just Satoshis in future valuations of other commodities. If you can see that today and stop wasting your time, I'm so tired. I like smart contracts here and there. They're always interesting, but I want to learn them because I want to build my own. But to get up out here and pretend like these other valuations right now, what's on the market, and these quick flips and these trade ratios, and bro, I'm like, you can definitely make bank, but like, how do I put it? When you're restarting, if you're not restarting, okay, you're better than me. You're doing something. Your capital preservation risk mode, whatever you did to maintain, better than me. But if you're like restarting, that risk management and learning on why you have to restart, that's key. That's key. But this is an insane thing I had to come out here and talk about because I'm gonna literally just start calculating how much silver I'm gonna be able to buy in the future based upon this, just straight up, just straight up. But anyways, because it's about how you measure stuff. It's not about always realizing that gain. It's about how you measure stuff. Sorry, I'll see you guys later. That's today's motivation. I mean, I don't have time for the other market stuff today because I'm kind of well, I'm not busy, but I have to find new liquidity in all these different ways. So yeah, I'll see you guys later. Yep.